Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I appreciate you being here. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about 4Runner updates to my 4Runner, and we're going to be talking about the new Land Cruiser that just got announced. What was that, like 2 or 3 weeks ago? Yeah, so I'm excited. Let's get to it. What is going on, everybody? I'm Phil with the I Suck at Overlanding podcast. Good morning. I have my coffee. If you're watching me on YouTube, cheers. Or if you're not, cheers too, right? All right, today's topic, we're going to be talking about updates to my 4Runner, the stuff that I've been doing, and also we're going to be talking about the new Land Cruiser that got announced the other day. So, you know what? Let's talk about the Land Cruiser first. I do have the website up here, and if you guys haven't checked out the new Land Cruiser, go ahead and do that. Just go to the Toyota websites. There's pictures of it, interior pictures, stuff like that. There's also some reviews already on YouTube. Obviously, no one can drive it yet. It's just kind of first impression stuff. If you see what Toyota's been doing with all their other cars, I mean, they've basically updated all of their vehicles. So the Tacoma, the Sequoia, the Tundra, and now the Land Cruiser. And obviously, last but not least, is the 4Runner, right? So, I don't know. Part of me thinks that they might just go with this Land Cruiser. I don't know. Maybe they're going to keep the 4Runner the same for a while. I don't know. I mean, because they made this new Land Cruiser into like a more affordable option for people. So, who knows? Maybe they even might get rid of the 4Runner. I highly doubt that, but you never know. Yeah, the interior, the new one compared to like what I have in the 4Runner, obviously 4Runners are very outdated. They've been around, the 5th gen's been around since 2010, and a lot of updates going on with all these new vehicles. So many electronics in these new ones, and it's built more for comfort. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, this new Land Cruiser is still going to have a lot of stuff going for it, a lot of off-road goodies, but I'm almost getting kind of Bronco vibes from the new Land Cruiser. I don't know if you guys get that too. It kind of looks like it looks like a box. It looks like a Bronco. It looks better than a Bronco in my opinion, but I don't know. It looks like it's made, even though it's got a lot more electronics and stuff, it looks like it's made cheaper than the older ones, which that's the way everywhere is going. And like I said, I do love the way it looks, but we're getting away from naturally aspirated engines. We're going to all turbocharged stuff, which if you guys listen to my other podcast, I'm not a huge fan of turbocharged engines. I mean, Toyota has a really, really good track record for turbocharged engines, but still, the longevity of those, though, I rather have just a natural gas engine, no turbo, no nothing. Those things last forever. That's why I purchased a 2023 4Runner, because I didn't want a turbocharged engine. But, a lot of people like turbos. I'm not bashing them at all. It's not for me. But yeah, there's so much technology going on in this new one. If you guys look at it, I mean, I'm looking at this photo here. It's got a complete digital dashboard. Okay. That's one huge thing. And that's the thing about electronics. Electronics fail all the time. No matter how reliable the automaker is, electronics fail. So the more electronics you have in a car, the chances of it failing are higher, you know what I mean? And you have a complete digital dashboard. So even if, like I said, on my old Ram that I had a digital dashboard as well, but it still had analog speedometer and tachometer, so at least I could still see that stuff. When you have a digital dash, if that goes, you can't see anything. You know what I mean? It does have a pretty big screen there, like a touch screen, and I don't know, man. You know, the steering wheel actually looks kind of cool. It looks kind of spaceshipy, a little bit more futuristic. You know, and the Land Cruiser is going to have, you know, your normal stuff. It's going to have a rear diff, locker, multi-train select, crawl control. It's going to have, and it's going to have a stabilizer disconnect. So, yeah, let's see. I'm under performance now. It's going to have full-time four-wheel drive, so it's not going to have a manual transfer case. And it's going to tow 6,000 pounds, so if you guys like towing. Yeah. Yeah, those are my first impressions, thoughts about the new Land Cruiser. And if you look at this interior photo, I mean, there's just like buttons all over the place. And I mean, it looks cool in there. It's just, I don't know. I'd probably buy one of these if it didn't have a turbocharger in it. I'm just saying. I like the way they look, but all right. So, second topic, updates on my 4Runner. So, if you guys have been following my YouTube channel, I did install the Cali raised Molly panels, and I love them. I think it turned out great. It was kind of a pain in the ass putting them in. Um, I do kind of have a gag reel on my YouTube channel. If you guys want to check that out, it's kind of funny. All the heartaches I went through going, you know, installing that. But so Cali raised Molly panels. I put canvas back covers in the back to protect the interior, the carpeting. And I did finally spend the night one night in my 4Runner. I'm going to tell you guys about that too. I went to a barbecue up north. It was like 3 hours up north from where I live. And, you know, there's a lot of people at this barbecue. He has it every year. And, you know, instead of staying inside the house, I was like, you know, let's try and stay in the 4Runner for one night, see how it works out. So I did finally receive my my deep sleep mattress. Finally, I didn't think I was going to get it as early as I did because it was on back order, but I did get it. So was getting ready for the trip. I just wanted to kind of fit some stuff in there. Obviously, I wasn't going to use my solar generator or my fridge really that much, but I just wanted to put it in there to see how it would fit, how I could manage my stuff, you know, just to get a little bit of a feel for when I go on, you know, my real camping trip that I'm planning. So yeah, I set up the solar generator. I set it up on the passenger side, kind of in the back, and I strapped it down using the child safety latches for like a child seat. You know, I I ratchet strapped that down, and then I put my refrigerator in there, and I just had it loaded up with beer because I was going to a barbecue or whatever. But I just wanted to see how it would work with the power inverter in the 4Runner. And if you guys don't know, excuse me, if you guys don't know, 4Runners have a power inverter in the back that when the car is running, you can click it on and you can power whatever you want. So I set up the deep sleep mattress, which is basically it's half air, half memory foam, so it's not quite one or the other. And I didn't know how I was gonna feel or whatever, you know. So, and I wasn't parked on particularly flat ground. I did move my 4Runner a little bit so I could get more level. And when you're camping inside your truck, you know, you want to make sure you're as level as possible because I actually noticed I was sliding down a little bit just because of the incline I was on. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I was still able to sleep. After setting up, I set up the mattress before I left. I bought it with one of those air pumps, and you know, you plug it right into the inverter, which is nice, and then you just fill it up, and yeah, I was able to fit in there. You know, I'm 5'5". I'm pretty short, and I don't have a rear seat delete or anything like that. Seats are folded down. Um, and I want to say I probably only have like 3 inches left of room, for me to lay in there. So if you're taller than 5'7", I don't see I don't see you fitting in there, unfortunately. Maybe if you got a rear seat delete, that would give you an extra like 3 inches because those rear seats aren't folded down and they're gone. So if you're taller than that, I would recommend, getting an entire delete for that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that was my experience. It went pretty good for my first time sleeping in my 4Runner, and I brought my sleeping bag with me, and I had stuff in my fridge that I could get out of there, and all in all, I think it went pretty good, and I'm happy with the way it went. I can't wait to actually do a camping trip, and actually, set up a whole camp and then actually camp out of it. I also bought rear bug screens for the rear windows, and man, did they work perfect. So what I did was I put these bug screens on and I rolled down the windows. I did that like when I got there, so it wouldn't get really hot in there, and I was under some shade too, and it was in the mid to upper 70s where I was, so it wasn't crazy hot, but man, let me tell you, when I was sleeping, those bug screens, letting the air circulate through, and I didn't have any condensation because the windows were open, and it was just great. I was comfortable. I was in the middle of the woods. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot. I can't wait to go out camping again. But yeah, those are the 4Runner updates, and I'm gonna be doing some more reviews on like the mattress and the bug screens on my YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that. And I appreciate you guys joining me. You guys have a great day and be safe.